I broke my camera. I broke my DSLR camera. I spent $500 on it, and basically what happened was I was talking to my phone. I don't talk to my phone. I was talking to my missus on the phone. I was talking to my girlfriend on the phone. She's in Spain, I'm in London. She's over there running a retreat, and I was checking in on her, seeing how she's doing. And I wanted to record here in the living room. So I set the camera up, I set my lights up, and I inadvertently knocked over one of my lights. And that in turn knocked over my camera stand, which had my camera on top, and the camera fell and smashed on the floor. And I was like, oh no, my girlfriend heard it. And she was like, what's wrong? And I said, my camera's dropped and it smashed. So I went to pick it up. Before I even picked it up, actually, I was in an okay mood. I was aware of how I was feeling, but I was trying to remain open to how I was feeling. So I just said to her, it's fine, it's just a camera, you know, if it breaks, I'll buy a new one, right? But then I went to pick it up and I went to turn it on, and it wouldn't turn on. The screen was black, it was a dud, it was dead. And then I started to feel the emotions coming up. And my default response wanted to just say to my missus, hey, listen, okay, I'm gonna go. And then I wanted to just crawl into my cave and distract myself. I actually thought I'll just watch TV and take my mind off it. But I reminded myself, hey, I'm trying to be open here, right? This is what I'm doing, I'm being open. And it took an awareness of my default pattern, but then in that awareness, I was given space to be like, actually, no, how I want to be is I want to be open. So I just stayed with my emotion and then actually expressed what I was feeling. I was feeling sad. I was feeling very sad because my camera had broken, and I was literally setting up to record a new video. And so I expressed it to my girlfriend. I said, hey, I'm feeling sad. And then she tried to empathize with me, and she tried to stay on the phone with me, and she was trying to offer me some solutions and whatnot. And then as I was speaking to her, I was just feeling the grief and I was feeling the sadness, and it was nice because I was able to just sit with it, right? Old Mike would have just hung up the phone, gone into my cave, tried to distract myself from feeling what I'm feeling, watched some Netflix, maybe drank some alcohol, and just completely distracted myself from the feeling. And I'd have gone into my head and not into my body. But anyway, as a consequence, what happened was I stayed on the phone, I stayed expressing how I felt to my girlfriend, and I started to feel better, you know. But I also recognized that it's okay to feel the grief, it's okay to feel sad, it's okay to feel upset, right? It's not about trying to run away from it. It's not about just trying to feel better and forget that I actually feel sad. But it's about allowing that sadness, those emotions to be in my body and just allow them to be expressed. Otherwise, what might happen is they might just get trapped in my body if I don't allow them to flow and be expressed. So I just sat with it. And I was thinking, man, this is like a small death, right? Obviously, nothing comparable to losing a close person, relative, friend, or even an animal. Nothing like that whatsoever. But it did feel like a death. And I was like, okay, well, you know, if I can't deal with losing a camera because everything is gonna end up dying, right? Everything has an expiry date. So if I can't sit with losing something so inanimate as a camera, how am I ever going to deal with losing something even more precious, right? So I just allowed myself to sit with it. And as I was speaking to my girlfriend, I was just playing around with the camera, turning it back on and off again. And I thought, well, let me just record and see if the actual core part of the camera works. Maybe it's just the screen that isn't working. And so I turned the camera off and on again, and I hit record, and then I took the card out, the SD card out of the camera, and put it into my computer to see if I was able to record something. And lo and behold, I was able to record. And that's where I'm recording this from now. This is the camera which actually broke and fell on the floor. But by the grace of all things, well, it was just the screen which didn't work. So the actual core camera is working. Listen, I was already on Amazon looking at iPhone 13s and iPhone 14s, looking to drop £600 in a new phone. But luckily, because I stayed with the emotions, I'm not saying because I was open, it brought my camera back to life, but because I was open, I surrendered to how I was feeling. That allowed me to then play around with the camera, and I found out that it's still working. So I guess what I'm trying to say in this video is, it's like there's so much value in being open. When we feel triggered, when we feel a low emotion like sadness or grief, there is so much value in being in the body and feeling those emotions, those raw emotions, and allowing them to be there and just surrendering and just letting go. Because the alternative, which is what I used to do, would be to just try and blank out how I'm feeling and distract myself by watching TV or playing a game on my iPhone or doing destructive behavior like drinking alcohol or taking drugs or something like this, right? Smoking weed or something, just to numb the feeling. But instead I stayed with the feeling, and here I am recording on my beloved camera. It's alive. I'm so grateful for that. So my message to you is to be open, even in low emotions. Be open to your partner, be open to life, because hey, it's a true and full expression of who you are. Guys, my name's Mike. You've been beautiful as ever. If you took value in this video at all, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you want to stay up to date with content that I release about communication, interpersonal relationship skills, and how to be open, how to go from being closed to being open so that your full fragrance and expression can be shared with the world, then subscribe to this channel. But whatever you do, please remember, you are eternally unique. See you in the next one.